All right, ladies, thank you so much for joining me today so that we can talk about Success Academy, and hopefully you can learn a little bit more about it as we go through today's conversation. I think we'll go ahead and kind of introduce the room. Karen, I see your lovely face first. You want to tell us what you do around the Memphis area?
Good afternoon. I am an early childhood educator in the Memphis area, so glad to be here.
Okay, awesome. Amy Beth?
Let's see. Good evening. My name's Amy Beth Rice, and I teach art and art history here in Memphis, Tennessee.
So, let's see. Nene, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. So, hello, my name is Shaniqua Tyson, and I'm a parent of 6 here in Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay, awesome. And Miss Meredith?
I am Meredith Taylor, and I am a physical science and chemistry teacher in the greater Memphis area.
Awesome. Miss Pamela?
Hello, I am Pamela Williams, and I am a co-teacher here with in the greater Memphis area, and I'm the parent of one upcoming 8th grader.
Okay, awesome. Kim? You're on mute, honey.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm Kimberly Avon, and I'm an administrator at the University of Memphis.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, ladies, let's go ahead and start our conversation.
So what can you tell us about the philosophy and mission of EES Success Academy?
Okay, so Success Academy is a new school with an old concept. It's education simplified with a back to basics approach where students will work to the height of their own potential and find success in accomplishing their own academic, social, and emotional goals. So we're taking them out of this rat race kind of loophole where they need to be compared with students across the United States who don't have the same experiences, the same background. They're going to be compared only to themselves and work with that in mind.
And of course, we know, student to teacher ratio and class size can play such a huge role in quality of education. What's your average class size at EES?
Okay. For the purpose of success, which is our name, we understand that educational best practices point us in the direction of smaller class sizes. So our largest class size would be a maximum of 10, and that would be high school only. But anywhere from 8 to 10, that's our optimum class size. And we do something different since we're a back to basics type of bare bones approach. We combine grade levels. We use the one room schoolhouse concept where we teach foundational skills to our younger students. The older students are going to benefit from that, and vice versa. When we teach our older students, our younger ones are going to benefit from being exposed to that higher level content, the higher level language skills, all of that. And then we can really effectively put peer tutoring into practice in a situation like that. I'll just give you a quick overview. Our grade levels are different. Our kindergartners, they're on their own because they don't need to be combined, but we combine grades 1 and 2 with grades 9 and 10. Simply because of those foundational skills that I mentioned earlier. We combine grades 3 and 4 with 7 and 8, and we combine grades 5 and 6 with 11 and 12. And as you can see, that vast difference in the age group is really working in our favor for our peer tutoring and the complexities of the skill base. That's what we're really looking at. Those foundational skills that our older children are missing, those things are taught in those lower grades. And so it's really strategic the way we've done it so that it can be beneficial for every child sitting in the classroom. Okay, anybody else got anything?
Dr. Jones.
Yes, ma'am.
What type of curriculum do you all use?
Okay, so our curriculum was developed by our parent company, Expanded Educational Services. It's called Back to the Basics. It's a straight to the point curriculum of educational goals that students are to master before advancing to the next grade level. We don't impose any type of time restrictions on student mastery. If it takes longer to master it, that's okay.
Okay.
Not everyone picks up on things at the same rate.
Correct.
Those
Okay.
who, yeah.
Yes,
And I
ma'am.
want to
do
say a
understand.
few other things about that. Those who take longer to master skills, they won't be ostracized or pulled out and put into the slow class. Simply put, we're just not going to move forward until we have mastery. Okay.
Okay.
And so to help facilitate that process, we use a dying art, and I know you teachers remember it, called error analysis. I'm sure you teachers remember what that is. That's where they receive, the students, we look and see why they missed a question. Why is there no master? We try to figure out what the error is in their understanding so that we can cater the instruction to that particular skill deficit. And that's a practice that we don't see a lot of, simply because it's very time consuming, and it's very difficult to put into place when you've got a full class load of 24, 25 kids in there.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
And so I want to say something else about our curriculum, because it's pretty much a list of goals that must be accomplished in order to pass that school year. And there is no particular time limit to pass those goals as long as it gets done in that particular school year. This means that some students will be able to finish a grade level early, just depending upon that student. One thing when you're in education, you can kind of guinea pig your own kids, and I did guinea pig Anna this year. I taught her both 7th and 8th grade skills this year. I didn't let her know that that was happening the whole time. She kind of figured it out later in the school year. But what I was able to do was kind of double up some of the skills and concepts for her, because she's a quick learner. She figures things out fast, and she's a fast worker. So because of that, to keep her from becoming bored, I just kept sliding in more 8th grade, sliding in more 7th grade, combining skills when I could. And what happened was, by the end of the year, she was able to master both grade levels. Now, this won't happen for every child, but for children like her, who's kind of bright, she's a major candidate for becoming bored with school.
Right.
And we know what can happen when kids get bored.
Absolutely.
They find things to do.
They will. They
Like the
will.
things that they find to do.
Never.
So I think this process is a really great process for kids who are bright and who pick up quickly. And it's really great for kids who may even have failed a grade at some point in their schooling, because they now have a chance to catch up that missed grade. And we really want that to happen before the middle school years, if at all possible. But it is possible, and that's a great way to motivate kids.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Dr. Jones, in what other ways is your curriculum different from that of other K-12 schools?
Okay, you guys know that we have a half day. We are open 8 a.m. to 12 noon, Monday through Thursday. And that's very different, but it's very strategic. Simply, our students don't have time to goof off. They don't have time to get bored. They don't have time. Every bit of time that we have is well spent in the classroom. We have partnerships with local colleges, local universities, and technical schools here in the Memphis area, as well as some business partnerships that are going to work with our students in the after hours, our older students. They're going to take advantage of our half day by being dually enrolled. So some of our students will be going to Southwest Community College. Some of our students will be going to University of Memphis. Some of our students will be going to TICAT. Okay. And so the goal of dual enrollment is to have students who start with us at the 9th grade complete an associate's degree or earn a technical licensure and take that license and be licensed by the time they graduate high school. Okay, so our students who choose to follow the technical path, they will be licensed, working and or running their own business in their field of choice. Our shortened day really helps us in the after hours for our middle school and high schoolers to really get them where we want them to be, and that's self-sufficient. Those who choose the college path will be halfway finished with a bachelor's degree by graduation time. So either way, our students will be prepared financially to support themselves as an older teenager. Now, we hope they will stay at home and take advantage of that. But if they choose not to, then we know that they will be okay to be on their own and to really give back to our city and our society. And so another thing that's different about our curriculum is every student beginning in middle school will be required to start and run at least one or two of their own businesses. So our math is very strategic in that we're teaching them the financial tools that they need to succeed as business owners and to really just live and be a part of the economic community, okay, here in the city. Also, each student beginning in elementary will be required to author and publish at least 2 books per school year. And that's something that we did get started this year. And so we're very excited to be working with a publisher right now to get our children's books in print. Okay. So I feel like that was a lot. So if you need any clarity on that, feel free to ask questions.
I think that is great.
Thank
Me
you.
too.
The school sounds like a dream. Where do I sign up?
Where do you sign? So let's find out a little bit more. Like, one of the things as a parent you want to know is this right for my child?
I'm interested in writing, and so I like writing. It's great that you all have the students thinking about writing. So can you tell me more about your writing and publishing process that's required for each student?
Yes,
Like,
ma'am.
for example, where do they come up with their ideas? Is it something you all generate? Is it something that they come up with?
Yes, it's a part of our language arts program. So we teach them from beginning to end how to brainstorm a topic, how to narrow down a topic. All that takes place in the classroom. In the homework portion, they're writing so much each night or each week for their assignment. So we're with them every step of the process. From conception to publication, we're working in tandem with them. But the material comes from the children. And so I don't know, those of you, your parents on here, your teachers, you know that kids can be very entertaining. They have excellent ideas. Why can't they be in print now? Why do they have to wait until they're adults? Working on the college level, I've taught in the community college and the university level, and I've seen the progression of skills from elementary, middle school. I've also taught there as well, but I've seen the progression of skills, and I see in the college students where some of them are so afraid to write papers. I've dealt with kids in the tutoring program. They don't want to go to college because they're afraid of papers. They're afraid to write. They don't know how to write. They're afraid to do it. They think it's very difficult. It's not. And that's one of the barriers that we break down starting in elementary with our kids. There's nothing scary or difficult about writing. If you can talk, you can write. We teach them that from the beginning, and then we show them how to do it. And when they get the process, they begin to love it because they're creating. And then they absolutely love the fact that people are holding their books in their hand and they're reading it. The same way they want you to watch them when they play, they want you to read their books too. And they have a lot to say. And we think that they should be saying it on a wider scale. And so that's why that's a requirement. Everything we do here is strategic. One day they will be adults. We don't want adults out there afraid to sit down and buckle down to the process of writing and getting out the message that's inside of them. whatever that message might be.
Yes, Dr. Jones. Being a public school teacher, I know the benefits and the good parts and the bad parts about testing and how it can help a student, how it can hurt a student, and how the public school is so centered around testing until it just consumes the student. What type of testing do you all use?
Okay, so that's an excellent question. We use a type of testing that is beneficial to our students, and that's called criterion referenced. And all a CRT is, it's a compilation of exactly what's been taught. So what's been taught is what is tested. And when you do that, whatever the score will be, it will be success. Because if they fail it, guess what? That's not the end. We're going to go back, we're going to reteach, we're going to rework, we're going to restudy, and we're going to test again until we reach mastery. And that is proper education. That is teaching children the right way to go at things. If you don't succeed the first time, guess what you need to do now? Let's go back to the drawing board. Let's go back to this table. Let's do some error analysis. Let's find out, where did you go wrong? Maybe it's me. I need to change my teaching style. I need to give it to you another way. So we don't really believe in standardized testing because we don't see a point in it. We're not situated where we can get any federal funds, and we don't want them, because anything that is going to skew how we do business with people, we're not interested. And so a lot of times the standardized testing come with big price tags.
Yes, ma'am.
So we sell out for the sake of money instead of what's most important.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And Dr. Jones, we know that, not every student is meant to, go to college. There are some students who, attend technical schools. So with EES, what type of student is right for this particular school?
Good question. I would say the student that is right for this school is high achievers, ones that struggle, those that fall in the middle. Parents who want to give their children a leg up, hey, this is for you. If you've not been satisfied, I guess, with the current level of educational offerings that maybe you're receiving, or maybe you're just not satisfied with the level of growth that you want to see in your children, then this may be something that you want to look into to see, is this a right fit for my family? If you value a straightforward, top-notch education without downtime, without wasted time, without additives to the curriculum, where we're teaching things that don't fit squarely in math, that don't fit squarely in reading or science or history, then this may be for you.
Thank you.
And Dr. Jones, of course, we want students to be well-rounded in every way. What sort of specialty classes do you guys offer?
One of the specialty classes that I'm really excited that we offer is what we call interpersonal relationships. We work on those throughout, from kindergarten to 12th grade. As you, I'm sure you all are aware, the new buzzword around education now is mental health. People are concerned with the mental health of children, but if you think about it, when does the breakdown of mental health begin? It's kind of around puberty, where kids are kind of unsure about how they fit, they're body conscious, they're everything conscious. And so what we do is we begin at a very young age, just teaching children to be fine in whatever skin they're in, regardless of whether that skin is fat skin or skinny skin or black skin or white skin. What we want to promote here is self-love and self-acceptance. Then once you love you and you accept you, it's easier for you to extend that to the next person. So we have to make sure that our children are healthy emotionally. And one of the things that we do is we really push them to accept themselves as an individual so that they can, again, extend that to other people. So because that's necessary, that's what we do. And we do that from a young age, like I said, so that one day when kids wake up and find themselves in puberty, experiencing all the emotions inherent in that stage of life, they don't have to suffer needlessly. They don't have to worry about bullying or fitting in. So all those things are going to be a thing of the past, because we're working to make sure that our culture, our school culture, is rooted in love and respect. Now, if you can love another person and you can respect another person, that means you are very concerned about not saying things and doing things that would hurt another person. And so we take that very seriously. And so we start with the individual. And when you begin to teach and strengthen the individual, then bullying is not an issue, because it's just not accepted in this culture. It's not accepted in the school. Another thing we do in this is we teach children how to effectively cope with trauma and other challenges that young people face. And so we even teach those who may feel socially awkward how to relate to others. And so finally, we teach those that are predisposed to bully or be bullied how to feel great about their own self in spite of any difficulties that they have encountered. And this really is a way to promote that mental health and that stability that you really want instilled in your children. Okay, so I think, or I hope that I've covered everything for you guys. So I want to ask you ladies a question. So you've heard what I've had to say. I like to call this school a game changer. So if you could, in kind of your own words, tell me how you believe this school is a game changer for children.
Well, Dr. Jones, I'm sorry if I cut somebody off. Dr. Jones, I feel that this is a game changer because every kid gets to learn at his or her own pace. And in the traditional school, you have standards and you have to teach those standards and you have to move on. You have to move on. You have to move on. And so students are oftentimes left behind. But here, learning at their own pace gives each kid individuality, and it makes the child feel as if they belong there, as if they fit in. So to me, this school is way ahead of what we're currently dealing with. And I think it will benefit many, many students.
Okay.
Awesome.
I like the social, emotional, and learning aspect of it. Teaching self-love first, because if you have a great understanding of who you are and you love yourself, everything else to me will fall into place. You won't have a problem learning. Math, science teacher, we do a lot of math, and I know kids have math blocks. And so, for example, this year, one of my students, because of the pandemic, they missed that last quarter of school last year. So they didn't get the pre-algebra skills that they were supposed to get for 9th grade. And one of my little students told me when we were doing our Bellword problem, she said, "You have one more time to mix letters up with numbers." She said, "I'm tired of this." But if she would have done that in the 8th grade, then, you know, it wouldn't have been a surprise for her. But if you have social emotional learning, it's not going to matter what the teacher offers, because you feel strong enough within yourself that, okay, they did this, it's a challenge, but I can accept the challenge and I'm going to try my best. And if I don't get it this time, I'm going to keep going because I know that I can do that. So I really like the social emotional learning part of it.
Awesome.
Dr. Jones, I want to speak from the lens of an early childhood educator. I like the fact that you said you would keep kindergarten separate. It has been a process or a systematic thing where kindergartners are thought of as just small people, and the development that they naturally undergo is often just, you know, pursued away. So I like the fact that they will be separate and that they'll be able to build those foundational skills that they need in order to go ahead and master the following grade. So I love that. And I also love the fact that you're going to begin writing at an early age, because that is a game changer. Our children suffer from the lack of being able to write, being creative, being able to come up with concepts and ideas. So that alone is a game changer.
Thank you.
Sorry, I think I got unmuted. I agree with what's being said. I love how just purposefully individualized and strategic everything sounds, to where you're teaching the whole child. And also, you know, we hear so much about how, or I've heard from even my peers who are in different fields and interviewing. While of course it's important to have these skills in your specific field, how you deal with people and how you know work with others is such a determining factor of success in every area of life. And so I love that you have some of those grades combined, so some behavior or skills can even be modeled, you know, to some of the younger students, and of course the social emotional learning too. I think that's huge.
Awesome, thank you.
And Dr. Jones, I feel like this school would be a game changer for a lot of students because I am working at a university and I see students who come in who are not good at writing. They have difficulties with that, and even with the testing. I think it's great that you know they learn at their own you know level, and because a lot of the standardized testing are really biased, especially for African American students. You know, some of the things that they put on those tests, a lot of them have never experienced. I'll give you a prime example, a hearth room. A lot of our students wouldn't know what that is. And, you know, for them to see that, they would have no idea what that is. So I really do like your curriculum. I do like the interpersonal relationships as well. But the writing for me is spot on for me. I love that.
Awesome. Awesome. Did we get everybody?
I think Success Academy is a game changer because I really like the school schedule, the 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. because it really gives me more time for my children being a stay-at-home mom. We don't have to stay up to 7, 8, 9 o'clock doing homework. We can have more time to do activities with each other, spending that quality family time. If they have extracurricular activities like sports or gymnastics or whatever it is they want to do, they'll have plenty of time to do that. And I really like that they won't be sitting at school. They'll be spending the majority of their time with me versus being somewhere doing who knows what, you know, all those kind of things. So I really like the school schedule, and I'm really looking forward to putting my children in Success Academy.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Awesome. Awesome. I want to thank you, ladies, for taking the time out to come together and really just talk about EES Success Academy. I hope that what we've been able to shed light on today is helpful for others as they are on the journey of trying to find the right fit for their children in the world of education. And so, again, I just really appreciate you coming and let's, you know, just kind of sitting and let's just having a conversation today. So thank you so much. Teachers, I wish you well on your last week of school. Woo-hoo. You do so much for us, and we're so grateful for what you do for our children. Parents, we love you so much, and we're wishing you a great summer. Karen, I saw your hand up. Did you have something you wanted to say?
Yes, just one last thing. I love the name of your school, Success Academy. When children are successful at what they do, that builds in a confidence, an inner confidence that they can do and they can conquer. So when the next objective comes that's a little bit harder, they're not afraid of it. They can just, you know, really grapple with it. So kudos, Dr. Jones.
Well, thank you so much. Yes, Success Academy, the name is very strategic because every student is going to experience success. There's no way around it. No one can fall through the cracks in the system. No one can get left behind. It's just strategic in that way. And so that's why it's called Success Academy. So again, thank you so much, ladies. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you, Dr. Jones.
Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Jones.
Thank you.